Welcome to GKey Solutions Private Limited.
SQL Server Database, Interview Questions and Answers.
Part 3. Removing duplicate records in SQL Server.
In this session, we are going to discuss about ways to delete duplicate records in sales records table. Why we have to remove duplicates? Here we can know about that. Duplicate records occur when multiple rows in a table have the same values in one or more columns that are supposed to be unique. Removing duplicates is important for maintaining clean and accurate data in your database. There are a couple of ways to remove duplicate records. First way would be using row number function. It is a common method to remove duplicates in SQL Server is by using row number function in combination with the common table expression. There are 3 steps while doing this scenario. Identify duplicate groups. Use partition by in row number function to group rows that have the same values in the specific columns. And second point would be assign row numbers within each group. Rows are numbered starting from 1. And third point is like deleting extra rows. Remove rows where the row number is greater than 1, keeping only the first occurrence. This is one way of deleting the duplicate records. There is other way that we can use temp tables to do the same. Here we can remove duplicates by selecting unique rows into a temporary table using select distinct, then clearing the original table and reinserting the unique records into the table. Here we are considering sales record table, which is having sale date, customer name, product name, quantity and amount as the columns, and the records which are duplicated in this data. These scenarios will practically see how it is implemented in SSMS, that is called SQL Server Management Studio. See, we are in a graphical user interface called SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. To achieve this, we are creating a table called sales records. First, we are having a command called drop table sales records. Why? Because if there is a table with the same name exists already, we are going to delete or drop that table here. Then we are going to create this table by using this script. See, this is the reason that we are doing the same. The table is already existed. In such a way, we have to execute this command first. The table got dropped and we are creating the table again. See, the table has been created. We'll check whether the table is having data or not. See, the table has been created. There is no data in the table. Now we are going to insert the data that we have showed in the previous slide. That in this way we are going to insert the data. This is the command to insert these records. Here this duplicate, like 1,800 is a duplicate record, 225 is a duplicated record. See, 2 times it has been repeated, and 140, this record also duplicated. These are 3 types of duplicate records are present in the table. This data we are going to insert into the table. 7 rows got inserted into the table. See, to remove the duplicate, first we have to identify, or we have to see what are the duplicate records in the database. For that, we have a query called identifying or finding duplicate records. This is the query. With this query, we are going to find the duplicate records. It will give the output as duplicated records. See, here we are selecting sales date, customer name, product name, quantity, amount, and count star as duplicate count. We are giving alias for this count star from sales records table. Here we have to group. Why? Because we are using an aggregate function over here. In such a way, we have to group all these columns. In that way, we have grouped all these columns and having count star greater than 1. Having count star will use to filter the group by class with aggregations. In such a way, what are the records existed more than once, like greater than 1, are going to be displayed by using this query. See, these are the duplicated records which are present. For example, we are checking with the amount. Amount 800 is having one duplicate record. Amount 25 also having a duplicate record. Whereas amount 40 is also having 3 duplicate records over here. In this way, this query is used to find the duplicate records. Here we are not yet done. The main purpose here is to remove the duplicate records. To maintain the consistency in the data, we have to delete the duplicates in the table. This query helps us to identify what number of duplicate records are available in the table. See, now we have entered into the main thing that we are going to delete duplicate records. To remove duplicate records, there are a couple of ways. One way would be by using CTE and row number function, as we discussed in the previous slide. Here, this is the common used like query or functionality for deleting duplicates. This is the most prevalent scenario in the real time as well. In this way, we are going to delete the duplicate records. Here, with is a keyword used for the CTE. Here we are naming the CTE as a CTE. With CTE, as we are selecting these columns, and by using this row number function, we are giving row number for the record. Here we are partition by this kind of a group by kind of a stuff it is going to do. Here we are going to partition by this columns, and we are going to order by sales. Here two ways we can use. Why? Because there are a bunch of columns in partition by. In such a way, we can define in place of sales date as select null. We can just tell the cursor that we are not selecting all. Otherwise, you can select sales date. This will order the records based on the sales date. Otherwise, because of more columns in this group by or partition by thing, you can use this select null instead of sales date also. It will give the same output. And on this data set, we have given the alias name as row number. Here, what the CTE is going to do, this bunch of query is going to give you the output, like it is going to generate a sequence number for each partition by row. The sequence number starts from 1 and it will continues for the remaining records. In such a way, it has given the row number from sales records table. The CTE has been created on this table. Here it is going to generate one data set. On top of that data set, like CTE, we are going to delete the duplicate records. How we are going to do is delete from CTE, where CTE means on this output data set, we are deleting where row number, like here row number has been generated, is greater than 1. In such a scenario, it will keep for all the duplicate records only one and removing other duplicate records. In such a way, we are going to delete the duplicate records. We just execute and see how it worked. Okay. And 4 records affected, and we'll see what are the data available now. Now it has deleted all the duplicate records. In previous thing, we have seen that for amount 800 we were having some duplicates. For 25 also we are having 2 duplicates, and 40 we were having 3 duplicates, and it has deleted one for 800, one for 25, and 2 records for 40 amount. In such a way, the whole record has been deleted. Here we have got only the unique records like sales date, customer name, product name, quality, and amount. These are the unique records that we are having now. In this way, this is the one of the most prevalent and real-time used way to delete the duplicates. Okay, there is another alternative way that we can achieve the same, like removing the duplicates in the table. Alternate method by using temp tables. See how the temp table is working and how this scenario is going to remove the duplicate. This kind of a scenario is quite different compared to the CTE and row number concept. Here we are selecting distinct sale date, customer name, product name, quantity, amount. We are selecting these columns and we are putting that into hash temp sales. Hash is going to be a keyword which will be used, or like a symbol which is used for creating temp tables over here. Here by hash temp sales means it is a temporary table. These are the columns which are selected from sales records and which are inserted into the temp sales table, which is a temporary table. Here we are just selecting the distinct. That means we are just removing the duplicates records over here, and distinct records we are inserting into temp table. And then next step, we are going to truncate the sales record table. That means the main table we are going to delete. Why? Because it is having a duplicate records. And in the third step, we are going to insert into sales record, that is our main table, sales date, like sales date, customer name, product name, quantity, amount, and we are selecting it from temporary table, that is a hash temp sales table. We are selecting these columns and inserting into the sales records. In this way, like here in a temporary table, we are having the unique records. These records we are selecting and again we are inserting into the sales record. What this scenario is going to do is, first of all, we are selecting distinct records from the sales records table and we are inserting into the temporary table, and by using the temporary table data, and in the second step we are just truncating the main table and there is no data in the main table, and in hash table we are having unique records. Those records again we are inserting into like main table called sales records table. We can drop the hash table again, that is the temporary table, in such a way. First of all, we are identifying the duplicate records and we are just taking the distinct records from here and inserting into the hash table over here, like temporary table, and deleting or truncating the records from the main table, and again we are inserting the unique records from temporary table to the main table and dropping that temporary table. And if you select in this way, if you execute this query, it is going to do our work. See, here also we are just having the unique records over here. This is one of the prevalently asking question in real time: how to delete duplicate records in a table. There are a couple of ways. One would be using CTE with row number function, and another would be using a temporary table also. We can select the distinct record from the main table and inserting into the temporary table, and we are truncating the main table like sales records, and again we are inserting that unique records which are there in temporary table to the main table, and we are going to drop that temporary table. And finally, while selecting the main table like sales records, we are going to have unique records in the table. Thank you.
Stay connected with GKey IT solutions on all your favorite platforms. Follow us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram and Facebook. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with all our latest content. Join the GKey community and grow your IT career with us.